Hi, this is Daniela, and welcome to Bestie Life, the podcast, where we help you stop burnout now. If you're tired of running on empty, juggling all the things, and wondering when your life is supposed to feel better, you're in the right place. This show is your go-to space for real talk and practical strategies to help you protect your energy, create balance, and actually enjoy the life you're working so hard for. You'll get a mix of solo episodes and honest conversations with guests. My goal is to help you feel less alone, more empowered, and way more in control of your time and energy and well-being. So let's get into it. Hi, this is Daniela, and welcome back to the podcast. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you intentionally took time for yourself without feeling guilty about it? Not scrolling, not multitasking, not squeezing it in between everything else. I'm talking about real, intentional time that you pre-planned, hopefully even put on your calendar just for you. Because here's the truth most people don't want to admit. You don't necessarily have a time problem, you have a priority problem. And before you push back on that, trust me, I totally get it. Your schedule is full. People are relying on you both at work and at home, and there's always something that needs your attention. But what's powerful is this: the overwhelm doesn't go away before you take time for yourself. It shifts because you take time for yourself. So you're definitely going to want to tune into this episode if that sounds like something you deal with. So grab your favorite beverage, grab something to write with, and let's dive in. So, truth be told, I used to think that taking time for myself was something I, quote, got to do after everything else was done. After the work, after the responsibilities, after I took care of my kids, after everything else was taken care of. And you know what I realized? That later never came because there was always something more to do. So I had to shift how I saw it. Taking time for yourself, I'm sure you've heard, it's not selfish, it's strategic. It's important because how you show up in your life is directly tied to how well you take care of yourself. So instead of wanting more time, I want you to start using what you already have. We're talking about 10-minute blocks of time, micro moments. So we're not looking at an hour or a full-on morning routine, just 10 minutes. Because those 10 minutes, that's where you're going to start building the consistency. You can use it in so many different ways. Maybe 10 minutes to reset your mind before your next meeting. 10 minutes to move your body instead of sitting all day. 10 minutes of just quiet before your day starts or before it ends. And while I know 10 minutes doesn't sound like much, it changes how you show up for everything else. So let's start looking at our day. Where are we going to find these 10 minutes? Okay, because so many times we're the ones putting ourselves last. In the morning, sometimes we go straight into getting everything prepped and ready and getting everybody out the door. In the middle of the day, you don't always necessarily feel like you can even take the time to eat, let alone take a break. And at night, so many times, I don't know about you, but I've been too exhausted to do anything else for myself. But I want you to get super specific. What is one moment in your day that you can take back those 10 minutes for yourself? Turn maybe to someone next to you or just decide for yourself. What is one window you can start claiming today as your own? So think about that. Where can you find those 10 minutes? Because here's what I really want you to remember and take away from this. Taking care of yourself, it's not a reward for getting everything done. It's the reason you're able to keep going. I've thought about this in terms of confidence even. People talk about waiting to have the confidence to do something, and what I've learned and what I'm sure you've heard so many people say is you actually build the confidence from doing the thing. And so it's the same thing with learning to prioritize yourself. You don't wait for the time to show up. You create the time and make it happen. Because the longer you wait to put yourself at the top of your to-do list, to prioritize yourself in your day, the more it's going to cost you. And it's harder to see because it's not money, it's not tangible. It costs you your energy, your focus, your patience, the life you always dreamed of having outside of work. And so as a takeaway, also remember, you don't fix burnout by doing more. You fix it by finally including yourself in your own life. So I want to leave you with 3 simple shifts you can start today in order to make this happen. First, stop trying to earn your rest. You don't earn it, you require it. Just like eating, sleeping, brushing your teeth, you require it and you need to schedule it. Second, start small, but stay consistent. Telling you 1 10-minute moment a day is enough to start. And third, decide that you matter too. Not after everything else, not when it's convenient, but now. Because every time you choose to prioritize yourself, even in a small way, you're not falling behind. You're actually finally showing up the way you were meant to. Now, if you're hearing this and you're thinking, Daniela, I'm not sure where I'm going to find those 10 minutes, or I don't know what to do with it, I want you to head on over to my website or the link in bio and grab my free Reclaim Your Time in 10-Minute Blocks cheat sheet. It's going to give you over 20 ideas of not only how to start carving out those 10 minutes, how to find that time, but over 20 ideas of what to do with that time. Because if we don't make a plan of how we're going to spend that 10 minutes, all of a sudden we can get sucked into something else. We're going to throw in a quick load of laundry. We're going to answer that one email. We're going to just quickly look at social media, and all of a sudden we've lost that time. So, we have to be intentional, not only with carving out the time, but how we're going to use it. So please grab that free resource for yourself. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions along the way, I'm here to help support you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got something out of this episode that really made you feel seen, supported, or just a little bit more grounded. If you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're up for it, please leave me a 5-star review. That will help more people find the show and join this community. I'll leave you with 2 of my favorite quotes. Alone we may be strong, but together we're stronger. And when we support each other, incredible things happen. So let's keep showing up for ourselves and each other, and maybe even have some fun while we're at it. I'll talk to you soon.